This has been the most incredible morning I've ever had in the deer woods. I just smoked him. I just smoked him. Change your pace a little bit. I saw a big mature deer with a drop tine run in to one of my buddy's places out here, out west of where I usually hunt. I called him. He gave me permission, so hoping we can get it done. I put a camera out 2 days ago, and he was on it within the first 2 hours of me putting it up, so that's a good sign. I was in here this morning, saw 4 or 5 really nice bucks. One ancient 6-point that walked 15 yards in front of me. If I'd been paying attention, I probably would have shot him, but with the ground being wet and the leaves wet, he just snuck right by me. This has been the most incredible morning I've ever had in the deer woods, and I've had lots of good hunts in the deer woods. Oh my God. That big drop tine buck was chasing does right out here about 100 yards. I knew he was going to come to this pinch point at some time. Every other buck did. I had 2 bucks 13, 15 yards in front of me. I mean, just blowing up, you know, working each other. Get set up a little bit differently. I need to be on top of this little pond dam because I've checked the wind 8-10 times, and I mean the majority of the time it's blowing, but I watched it and it would just blow up and it would kind of circle and swirl, and then it would kind of eventually work itself over this pond dam I'm sitting behind. But when you're hunting mature deer, you can't take chances like that. Unbelievable morning. This was my first encounter with a drop buck. My original thought was he was going to come from my right from feeding to his bedding. I have tons of cover to my right. When he came from my left, he just absolutely locked me down. I mean, froze me. He was coming in to check a scrape. He turned his head here. I finally can get my hand on my bow, and before I can do anything, he kind of figures out something's up, starts working his way back out to the hot doe. You can see I'm in my round bell feeder blind, I guess you would call it, but I have a good feeling about the night. Wind's blowing about 25-30 mile an hour, so I can talk normal, get away with a little bit more stuff, so stay tuned. Still in here after the drop buck. Yesterday evening, he ran a doe 7 yards from my little feeder blind. I couldn't get him stopped. He's a freaking toad. He's big. We got weather coming in tomorrow, Monday. It's supposed to be rainy and cold. I'm gonna be out here. probably all day. So we're still grinding them. Hoping something comes together soon. He's freaking thrashing the tree right now. It's about his third tree coming down that hill. He's just tore apart. He's keeping that old girl away from him. Look at him. Let's go. He's working across the field toward me, pushing his nose.
You couldn't have wrote it up any better. She brings him all the way across the field, 40 yards from my hay bale blind. At the time, I was still hunting with my traditional bow, and I cannot shoot 40, 45 yards with it. And I would have never taken a chance of injuring him or something like that. Couldn't have wrote it up any better. One of many. Once again, he just passes in front of me, teasing me. He's about 75, 80 yards here. I still have my traditional bow. I probably wouldn't take the shot with the compound bow either, but I mean, I'm on him, making the moves. He's just not slipping up. Every time I hunt this cove, I feel like he doesn't come within range, but every time I'm in another set, it's like he just hangs out in this cove the entire time. So frustrating.
I'm making an all-day set. This is the first time I haven't had deer in the field. There's been bucks cruising back and forth. There's a whole bunch of deer bedded, all on the far side. Yesterday, I couldn't make it happen. Deer just don't ever do what you know that they usually do, or what you think they do. So, we got thunderstorms rolling in. I got my umbrella. Another day, the drop bug's still alive. And I had every chance yesterday. I'm set up on the north side of this pinch point. You can see I'm tucked in these cedars. That pinch point is right here. He always works down this field edge right here. I got a west wind. It's coming it's west to southwest. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I got crazy good cover in here. I'm rocking the compound. I gotta get this deer on the ground. I gotta get him on the ground. Too many people know about him. Just run out of time. Rifle season's in a week. I've got to kill him this week. I've got to. Let's get it done. Let's end this story. The drop bug is right around this bend. I dumped some corn out to try and locate him around this property. But he's around this bend he's not with the doe, so I'm gonna grunt at him. He came back in the opening where I could see him, and I grunted at him again. He saw these two deer, and he started working this way. I thought he was gonna work out in front of me, but he worked right around this bend, and I drew back behind this cedar tree, and all he needed to do was take like 3 more steps. Gosh. But he just worked up that pond dam and got above the limbs, or got into the limbs of my tree I'm under, and I couldn't shoot him. Gosh damn it. Oh, freaking. God, it worked perfect. It worked perfect. We got a north wind today. Literally a blind. This is kind of what I was looking for, but we're on the east side of this place, and he passes. He walks right here all the freaking time. All the time. That pinch point right there. So it's a big funnel. They all funnel right into here. But this is what my little setup looks like. I mean, it's literally amazing. It's like this blind was made for me. But let's get it done. Pretty slow morning. They were out all day yesterday. The drop buck was in here throughout the night. He was actually here at 5 o'clock when I woke up. That's the first picture I saw was him, and I was like, oh boy. But we have a decoy set up right over here to my right. What I'm hoping is they'll come around my left side and win her, and I kind of have a little wall back here so they can't get behind me to win me, but if they circle her and walk right here, I got a 20-yard shot. I rattled today, I grunted. He still hasn't found the doe, so there's a good chance that he'll be in here this evening, and maybe I can lure him in to molly the decoy. Well, it's actually a 3D target, but I just poured a whole bunch of doe pee on it. It's actually a buck 3D target. I took the horns off, so it's actually a transgender target, so. Big boy has entered the building. He's on the complete opposite side. See if old Molly can bring him in. This morning, we had the drop buck come out to our left. He went and checked 2 does. I had my decoy set about 30 yards over here to my north. He he checked those two does, kept running around this field. I grunted at him. He's about 100 yards. I grunted at him. And he looked up here. He saw my decoy. And he just put his head down and started trotting again. I think a doe came in heat and he was on her trail. But he ran back behind me to where he usually beds. I mean, I found his sheds in there. I've said that before. So, we got out here about 1:45. It's 20 till 3 now. We got about 25 deer already out. It's November 21st. We've seen the drop buck the last like 4 days. He just keeps slipping. His name needs to be Slippy. This is our last north wind for a little while. Then we're gonna move on the west side of the property. I have a good feeling about that because me sitting on this side, it's like he's been on that side of the field every single day. When I was on that side of the field, it's like he's on this side of the field every single day. So, just cat and mouse, they're so smart. And their sixth sense is just outstanding, so. It's 7:15, still got some time. I know I'm wearing my dad out. I'm supposed to be building fence and getting a bunch of stuff done on the farm, but I mean, he knows my passion for hunting, so he kind of understands, but I need to get this deer killed. Wrap this story up, because it's going to be a good one. This morning was absolutely crazy. Drop buck and a doe, they ran right across here and jumped in the creek over here on the backside of the farm. And I waited for like 30 minutes. When I hit the ground, I started glassing. And that drop buck had his doe bedded 40 yards right here behind me. So I climb back up in the tree, pull my bow back up, sit here for about another 10 minutes. She comes walking out. Right here. And he's right here. And I can't shoot through these limbs. Oh, he's on the other side of that tree. He was right over there. And as he starts walking out, she takes off running. And I try and stop him here, but I can't. So they jumped back into the creek. Well, they did the exact same thing. And she was walking out. She's right here on this field edge. And 3 bucks came running across the field right at her. And that big buck was standing right back here about 15 yards. So when those bucks started running or got close, she took off again. He took off, fought them off, and then to leave to go through my. Actually, the guy I'm hunting on, I had to go through his cattle and feed him and doctor him and stuff. So. Very fortunate to hunt this monarch of a whitetail for 2 weeks now, and he has stayed on this property with his does. And he's given me opportunity after opportunity, but he's just slipped by and slipped by and slipped by, and he's in here every night, every morning. This is like the 7th or 8th different sit that I've made for this deer, and they've all been good sits. But and I've had a chance at every sit, but he just keeps slipping by. I mean, it's unbelievable. This is so fun. But I don't want the story to end, but I do. I want to put my hands on him. I want to feel that drop time. But it's time. And you think this is paint? No, black is paint. This red stuff, that's mud from his stomping grounds. That's how serious this is getting. November 24th. Last night, that big drop buck, he was with a doe yesterday morning when they were right here at 20 yards. And he came up behind me, and he's came out in this cove many a times. And he came out behind me, almost like he knew I was there. Like no deer come from that way. He came from behind me, he looked up here. I had 5 does in front of me. They had no interest in them. So he worked down to the creek to that pinch point that I've hunted many a times. This doesn't make any sense, man. I've never hunted a deer like this in my life. The way he operates and the way he moves, it's unlike, and I mean, it's unlike any deer I've ever hunted. I've hunted a lot of mature deer, and I've been around a lot of mature deer, and none of them have ever acted like this. Yeah, Toby and I should have maybe picked a little better spot. Kind of sunny right here. But it's almost like he knows I'm here. You know, I've hung 10 different sets in here, and they've all been well thought of. I mean, like, well thought on, I guess. And good moves. I'm making the right moves. I'm hunting the right winds. And every set I've had him inside 20 yards. And he just slips by and slips by and slips by. Keep the tree between him and I. I mean, it is just, this is a special deer. Just the way he is. He's special. His antlers aren't even special. He's like special. I mean, they are special, but I'm just saying, in a whole, his personality, it's just incredible. We're still in here trying to get it done. It's 10 after 9, and I just spotted the drop buck up here on the hill, He's right above his bed up there. That's his home up there. He just came out. He just came right above there's a hill, and then he's on the back. He's on the other side of there's a hill right next to the wheat, and then he's on the back side of the hill. There's a big canyon in there, and that's where he lives. I'm gonna try and make a game plan. Try and kill him. Maybe coming out of his bed. I don't know yet. He got my heart going. I thought I was gonna go a day without seeing him. Let's do it. I just smoked him. I just smoked him. I told y'all this morning that I watched him at 10:30 go to bed in his usual spot, you know, in his home. And at about 5 o'clock, I think that's what time it was, about 5 o'clock, he came out of his home. And you know what's crazy is I'm really not all that excited. I mean, I am excited, but I'm not, because this deer has lived in here. He's lived his whole life right here. His whole life in that canyon, that thick canyon right over there. That's where I found his sheds. I'm getting kind of worked up, but I mean, to take a monarch of a buck like that in his territory, is just unbelievable. You know, I came into his home, and I couldn't have done this without my buddy Landry. I mean, he let me come in here and hunt this deer, and I am forever grateful to him. But it's not this. It's just not. I just don't want to come in here and just kill. I have set 33 times for this buck. I've devoted my morning and evening. My dad's gonna be happier because I can actually get some stuff done around the farm. But taking a buck like that in his home at that age, you know, because he was the king of this place. He ruled every buck out here. You can see it in all my footage. I am forever grateful for that deer. Forever grateful.
Favorite animal?
Oh my God. Is it alive?
I shot him back there, about 30 yards. He's not going to start bleeding until the arrow falls out.
There's blood back there. Found it? Oh, it rubbed off, didn't it?
Pretty much dried blood. It's stuck in him. It didn't come through that bridge.
Blood right there. Bunch right there. Bunch right there.
Oh, right here.
Right there in front of you.
Oh my god.
No way.
Oh my god.
Let's go, boy. No way.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's there. He's hiding.
Let's go.
Get that
Let's go.
Yeah, he's pulling it right here.
He didn't make her far, did he?
No, you're good.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Look at him. Right in this whole damn creek, I've chased him up and down 100 times.
Awesome, Bridge. It was awesome. Wow. Kick her off one and it dropped kind on the other. God, it's gonna make a pretty rough mount, isn't it? Jeez. Wow.
Big old buck, huh, Knox?
God, look at this old dude.
He's an old called big deer for a reason.
Yep.
He knows what he's doing.
This deer is just the way he operated and the way he moved was unlike any deer I've ever hunted. He didn't know it, but we were friends. Wow. 33 sets. 33 sets for you, big guy.
That's what it's all about, though.
I sat 10. I have set 10 different sets here, and he has been within 20 yards of every single set that I've made. I've made all the right sets. I've hunted all the right winds, and he has been 20 yards from me, and he has just slipped by, and he has slipped by and slipped by, and he always kept trees between us, and always. And when have you ever seen a buck in the middle of the rut go to bed the same place and come out the same time every single day? What I'm saying is like he's
the king of the castle out here.
and like I told my dad when he came out on the field, everybody, I mean all the other does were or all the other bucks were just non-existent. I mean